with Johnson County Public Library in Indiana at the White River Branch. Today we're going to talk about Book Nooks. Not a cozy place to read, but a small diorama that you make that fits on your bookshelf that looks like you're entering into a little tiny world. So if you want to try making one yourself, what you're going to need is a box. Some people make these out of wood, but I just used an old box that I had around the house. If it's too large, you can cut it down. I cut the top off of mine actually. And to make it easy to access, you do want to cut one side so that you can get in there with all of your little things. I used scrapbook paper for the wallpaper, but you can do anything you'd like. You can print out a picture, paint it yourself, glue foam or other materials on there. I also printed out a wood floor picture and glued that to the bottom. The little fireplace is just made out of some styrofoam packing, and I just kind of carved out the brick shapes and painted it so give it a little texture. And the bookshelf is just a color printed out picture of some books and some pieces of craft foam to give it a little bit of dimension. If you haven't worked with craft foam before, you can buy it at the dollar store or any craft store or online. It's just a little piece of foam, and some of it even is self-adhesive on the back. To give it texture, you can use your fingernail or a plastic knife, anything like that. You can actually make like the brick texture or a stone texture or however you'd like that to be. It's also paintable, so you can, if you have a bunch of different colors, a lot of it comes in really bright colors for kids crafts. You can easily paint over that to make it look more natural. Also, if you don't have any styrofoam pieces at home to cut, you can cut up the inside of a dish sponge. This is actually what I did when I made the little chair. I cut little pieces of the inside of just a regular dish scrubby and kind of glued them together and covered them with some material, just whatever I had hanging around, just a scrap piece of fabric. Craft sticks are also a really good material to use. I will probably go back in and redo these little strips of craft foam. I may redo those with these craft sticks, because if you color them with a marker, or you can even use those stain pens that you use to touch up nicks on your furniture, if you color it, it actually looks more like stained wood. So honestly, you can do it as simply or as elaborate as you would like, and just have fun with it. Look around your house for miniatures. You can try Dollar Tree or Goodwill thrift stores for miniatures. Anything you can find to make your little world. You can use small strands of battery-operated Christmas lights if you want to light it up, or you can even use like a tap light or any battery-operated sort of light source to light up the inside of your little book nook. And use your imagination. It doesn't have to be a real world. Of course, you can make any sort of fantasy world you'd like in there. And it's really fun. It's fun to kind of hide it on your bookshelf and see if anybody notices. And it's just a really fun project for the whole family to make together, or to just make for yourself. You can make your shelf insert out of all different kinds of materials and make it as simple or elaborate as you'd like. This uses a lot of different pieces of craft foam, including cutting it out to make the flagstones and using styrofoam to make the little stairs. You can also buy kits online to make more elaborate scenes like this Harry Potter Diagon Alley. They also use a mirror angled in the back to give it dimension. This scene from Endor shows all of the different natural materials you can use, like sticks and moss. This Darth Vader scene is made of just cardboard and a light and an action figure, but it's very effective. This scene uses a variety of materials: craft foam, rocks, color printouts, pre-made items, and even a piece of artificial grass. You can get very elaborate even using simple materials. Most of this is carved styrofoam. It's just beautifully painted and looks very real. But this simple Narnia scene uses a lantern, some trees, and cotton, and just a nice painting or printout. This book nook, looking like a temple, is mostly carved styrofoam and also some pieces of clay that she made and painted to look like the vines. And this very simple one is just a lot of silk flowers and other materials from the craft store, but put together in a way that looks like a fairyland. And of course, good old styrofoam. If you carve it and paint it, it can really become anything that you want it to be. Thanks for watching.